Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Ollie and welcome to another episode of Ollie's Opinions. Today we're going to be having a look at Manchester City. They're having a pretty good season so far, and I thought I'd just have a little delve into their season and try and wrap my head around why they're doing so good this season. They are um, very convincing in the league. They're in a final of a League Cup, and they do have a very strong foundation for a potential quadruple. So I'm going to have a look at their transfers, have a look at some stats, and really just give you guys my opinion on what Man City are going to be doing this season. So we're going to get into it. So this is going to be a bit more of a free form video. Usually I try and put the video in certain segments and we look like, oh, like this player or da da da. But this is going to be more of like a relaxed chat and just bring up some points which I think kind of explain why Man City are having such a good season this year. I do have to caveat this with saying these videos go out on a Wednesday, usually in the afternoon. On the Wednesday this goes out, Man City do play Everton in the Premier League. So everything I say in this video could be completely invalidated if Everton go and beat them. So hopefully they do beat Everton and this video isn't just a load of rubbish, but we like to live life on the edge on the Ambrose channel. In terms of Man City season then, they've played 23 games, won 16, drawing 5 and losing 2. They do have a game in hand, as I just mentioned, against Everton tonight. If they do win that game, they'll go up to 56 points, which puts them 10 points clear of Manchester United and Leicester in second and third respectively. City have scored 46 goals along the way. It's been an unreal season, and they look a lot more focused on going out and getting 3 points instead of these big kind of impressive wins. Over the past 2-3 seasons, the games where like Watford, they beat Watford 9-0 in a FA Cup final, I think, or they'll go and beat these lower half table teams like 6-0, 5-0. It's been a lot more work oriented, just try and get the 3 points, and then if they go and pick up a 5-0 win like they did against Burnley, then that's just an added bonus. I think they've also noticed that everyone else is having a bit of an off season. You look at Liverpool, they've had a massive decline for whatever reason you can put out. Manchester United, I don't think are in the right mindset for a title challenge yet. I think if they get a decent summer transfer window, they could challenge. I don't think Leicester was expecting themselves to be in this position. Chelsea have been severely underwhelming. So I think they've kind of picked up on everyone having that little off season and they've pushed forward and kind of created that space between themselves and the rest of the pack. So it's smart from Pep to do that, I think, especially given the season they had last year where they weren't far off Liverpool in a sense of positions, but in terms of points and performance, they did kind of drop their bar a bit. So I think they took last season off and they've gone full force this season, and credit to them. In terms of the transfers they brought in, what Man City do, and I've kind of noticed it diving into the figures, there's always this narrative of Man City spend so much money, and I think what Man City do is they'll buy 3 players for 50 million each, and I know 50 million on one player is a lot, and then especially times 350 million a transfer window, it is a lot of money. I don't think they spend as much as people like to make out that they do, where they'll make 3 high-profile, high-money signings, and that'll be it, as opposed to, I don't know, someone like Liverpool, who might spend, 75 on a Van Dijk or 80 on an Alisson, and then make a few littler signings here and there. I, I don't know completely, but I feel like Liverpool and Man City have spent near enough the same amount, but Man City have bought more players for a lower price. But yeah, that can be a different video for a different week. In terms of transfers they brought in this season, I don't think they signed anyone in the January transfer window, so I think all of these were in the summer. They brought in Ruben Diaz from Benfica for 57 million, Nathan Ake from relegated Bournemouth for 24 million, and Ferran Torres from Valencia for 38 million. The latter, I don't think have played as many games. I think Torres is still trying to find his feet and build a bit of confidence in the league. Ake has been blighted with a few minor injuries here or there. Ruben Diaz is the standout player, arguably in the top 3 centre-halves. He's only 23 as well. What he brings to Man City side is solidity. Very good at clearing the ball, very good on the ball. He's very much a Pep Guardiola player. And although 57 million is a lot, he could be Man City's centre back for the next 6, 7, 8 years. So when you think of it in that sense, where they bring in these young players who might not be the finished product yet, but they're allowed to embed themselves into the side, and they could be regular starters for the next, 7 years, it does make a lot of sense. They have, sent some players out and sold some, but it's not really high profile enough to talk about in that sense. But, the transfers in, they're good transfers. I think they're smart transfers, and they make a lot of sense, both now in the current team and the future of the team, the longevity of Man City. If I had to pick out one key player, it has to be Ilkay Gundogan. I think I said that right. He's been exceptional, and it's kind of come out of nowhere, really. I don't think anyone expected it. When you talk about Man City's best players, you think, Kevin De Bruyne or, I don't know, Sergio Aguero. But Ilkay Gundogan, he scored 11 goals in 1,374 minutes, which averages out at about 125 minutes per goal, which is exceptional, especially when you consider he's playing at central midfield. He's not playing slightly higher up where Kevin De Bruyne would be. He is playing a bit further back, but he is doing exceptionally well. And even with this incredible attacking output, he's still keeping to his role as a midfielder. He's created 29 chances this season. He's made 28 key passes. He's still pretty good with his dribbling. So that in terms of his role, he's still keeping to the role as a central midfielder in the system, but he's also contributing a lot more in terms of goals. I think he's actually their top goal scorer this season, which is insanity. I think as well, he's been a massive help. Sergio Aguero's only played 5 games in the Premier League this season. I think Gabby Jesus is now starting to pick up the slack a bit. He's on 4 goals for the campaign. I think we are witnessing now the passing of the torch, really. I think this is where Sergio Aguero now steps aside, lets Jesus into the side, and they kind of have that transition period. But Ilkay Gundogan has been head and shoulders above everyone else at the club. So what does it actually mean for Man City season? I think, 20 games, no, 20, 23, 24 probably by the time they're watching this, games into the season. I think the league is more or less theirs. As I mentioned, I don't think United or Leicester or Liverpool or Chelsea are in the right mindset for title challenge. I think it's really City's to lose, but they've looked far too impressive to be dropping points like they were last season. I think they lost 9 games last season. I can't see them doing that. So there, I think they're in firm footing for winning the league. As I mentioned, they've got the League Cup final against Spurs in April, who they've just beaten 3-0. I don't really see what Jose Mourinho changes in that side to go and get a win against Man City, but that's a different day. So, but I do think Man City will have the advantage over Spurs there. They're in the quarters, or I think the quarters or the semi-final. They've gone pretty far in the FA Cup. No, they are in the quarters there. They're against Everton. If you look at the other games as well, I think it's Bournemouth, Southampton, Man United, Leicester, and Sheffield United versus Chelsea. So I think, out of those 8 teams, they do stand the best chance of winning it. The only team I could see putting up a real challenge for them is whoever wins out of United and Leicester, but I think in either situation, Man City have the quality to overcome both those teams. And then they're still in the Champions League. It's the first round of the knockouts against Borussia Mönchengladbach, who's my favourite team to pronounce. They've had a bit of history with the Champions League and going out arguably earlier than they should have. I think last season they was knocked out by Lyon because ultimately they lost that game because Pep rested players for a game that wasn't even secured. But I think by the time it gets further into the competition, when they are playing the bigger teams like Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern Munich, I think they'll have such a strong footing in the league that they'll be able to rest players for the big Champions League matches. So I think everything's kind of fallen into place for City this season. I think the quadruple is definitely on the cards. The only doubt in my mind is the Champions League. I think Premier League they've won. I think the League Cup they've got sorted. I think the FA Cup they've got in the bag with minimal disruption, and it all comes down to the Champions League. I think they'll get past Gladbach. It's then a case of the draw and who they have then, and really it's just it's all falling into place for Man City this season. So yeah. So guys, that is it for this week's episode of Ollie's Opinions. I hope you did enjoy. A massive thank you if you have got to this point of the video. If you did enjoy it, go down, drop a like. If you didn't like it, drop a dislike. Leave a comment, tell me what you didn't like, and hopefully I can improve. Do leave a little comment. Do you think Man City can win the quadruple? If not, how many trophies will they win, and why won't they win all 4? And any other little comments are much appreciated. I do reply to all the comments. Do subscribe to the channel because weekly content coming out, Amber Talks are coming out, and there are a few more Newport County based videos hopefully in the works. So there, lots of videos coming out and history, and it helps us out and really means a lot. We are trying to hit 4,000 subscribers, before, well, we're just trying to get to 4,000 subscribers, really. There's no deadline, but it's a nice little challenge for us. So, yeah, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, share the videos out, and, yeah, as always, I've been Ollie, up the county. Woo!
Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.